So guys, game is starting. Second game of that quarterfinal. Still Lucifer against Lex. Lucifer spawning on the left hand side here of Last Refuge. South Korean undead player, as you all know. Lex on the other side. Probably from... I don't know. I don't want to make it up. I don't want to make it up like where he's coming from. So I will just leave it out there. The yellow undead player spawning on the right hand side of Last Refuge will be Lex, who was kind of performing good on the first map, Ancient Isles, but in the end kind of crumbled under the pressure. Maybe it was the lag. Maybe it was just like maybe to be too inexperienced to face off these top elite players. And we're gonna take a closer look at the Necropolis. I've never seen that one, but there's a small little entrance here that you can have. Or is this just a window? I don't know. Of course, it's floating around. And yeah, you have like several layers of ground that you have to go through. That beautiful Ecolite is looking creepy as always. And you only have like one main entrance as it seems. All the other areas from that module are not covered with anything. We have that big bad skull here in front of that. Looks like something like a pyramid. But we don't have anything else on the other side of the main hall, which is kind of disappointing, so to say. Also, the haunted gold mine doesn't look that impressive. How do you get gold out of that this way? Guys, you are not working. Is this like some kind of like... I don't know. This just looks wrong to me. The whole concept of undead just looks completely wrong to me. This is basically capitalism. They're working as brokers, having a good time, shouting and having fun and making money out of that. We have the Lich again coming in for Lex, the yellow undead player here with the ghouls again. Do we have Lich coming from the other side? No. Lucifer sticks to his guns. He knows, I have played a pretty good game. I have beaten you on Ancient Isles with my strat. I'm not changing shit for you. I'm just relying on everything that I do usually, but this is a late DK, early Fiend build order, so he's switching it up at least a little bit depending on the map. I'm gonna have 2 Fiends out before the DK drops out. Lich in the meantime is going to creep himself up to level 2. We have that one Ziggurat really, really aggressive in front of that main base. This will be a Frost Tower later, covering... Having a nice concave here with all the buildings covering that Ziggurat, and then it's only accessible if you come from this side and want to go for the Ecolites. If you come from this side, it will be a pain to go through all these buildings and make it to that Ecolite mining gold there. So it will be interesting to see. Lich on the other side creeping himself up to level 2, level 1 still, but by finishing probably the High Priest, he will get the set of Sentry Ward or Staff of Illusion. That can be really good. DK in the meantime also started creeping. He's finally out. 2 Crypt Fiends. And Lucifer also spends a coil on that one to speed things up a little bit and get another corpse on the ground that he can use with the Rod of Necromancy to get like 2 more skeletons out that he can use for creeping. Lex is keeping tabs of that with the Ecolite now, idling around, hovering from left to right. Having a good time there. 1-2 step. We have the Lich creeping still. He even pulled the Murloc camp, not sure if this is intentional or a mistake. But he's creeping that one now as well. So this is a replenishment potion, also not that bad. I told you on the first map, sometimes you lose a lot of HP on your hero. He needs to use a Nova. Just use a Nova and you get both of these creeps. Like, what the hell are you doing, mate? Level 2 for the DK now, level 2 for the Lich. And Lucifer is going on the aggressive here, and as it seems this catches Lex a little bit off guard. He cannot use Coil because he doesn't have Coil. He uses a Nova on the first hero of Lucifer. This one loses 50% of his HP, drops down to 300 HP in total, but he gets a lot of kills of these skeletons, and of course they also give experience. Now we have a net being thrown, but there's no follow-up damage coming in, no ghouls that are aggressive. He's like harvesting lumber here. That is really odd. Will he go for that super late graveyard again? Of course he didn't use it, and he doesn't have to use it that early, because he will go into gargoyles later as soon as he have a Frostworm. Third ghoul is now out for Lucifer. 28 supply out of 30. Is going for 4 Fiends now in total, and will probably take to tier 3 with that. Lich with the Boots of Speed and the Staff of Teleportation, indicating that he wants to be aggressive yet again for the Ecolites, going for the snipe. Going for the kills, going in and then using the teleportation staff to get out of there so that he doesn't have to use the town portal. And yeah, seems like this is like Lex's way of playing Undead Mirror. It's like, you know what, I'm gonna skip on the graveyard. I'm gonna prefer to have the resources for a quick tier 3 or the DK before the tier 3. Then follow it up with a sacrificial pit and the spare Acolyte that should still be alive somewhere. Oh, this one was the spare Acolyte. RIP. Rest in peace, my friend. Spare Acolyte is gone. Ghouls are creeping in the meantime, while the Lich is aggressive, is also creeping with a few skeletons, probably. The Ghoul needs to be careful, is still alive. On the other side, it looks really good. Lex is doing a great job. Is going to try to find Lucifer here. Didn't do that. Wow, almost level 3. I think he needs that one. Yeah, he needs that one. Level 3 now. As soon as the Fiend shots are gone, he can use that one. But Lucifer also, with that perfect Sentry Ward, saw that the Lich was coming and is not going to commit anything to it. Replenishment Potion finally used. We have the one skeleton chasing Ghoul. Should not be able to kill that one. No Graveyard yet again. Gets the 6th Acolyte, gets the Spare Acolyte, gets the Sacrificial Pit as well as the DK probably in a second. That one has to be careful. DK is still creeping. Lich cannot really go for that, of course. He doesn't know about the Sentry Ward, of course, but I don't think so that he will go for that. He should rather go for one of the Acolyte kills, but it's still too early. He's not taking to tier 3 yet. So Lucifer is either delaying his tech intentionally, or he's just like missing out on it. Is he waiting for that Lich to dive in once and then start the tech? Cannot wait any longer. I think he should do... Yeah, he just gets a Spare Acolyte. Feels like, okay, with that level 3 Lich, level 2 Nova is definitely enough to do some damage. You will definitely kill at least one of them. With the late Crypt, the late Graveyard yet again, he will probably follow it up again with a second Crypt. So that he will be on 2 Crypt Gargoyle play. And we have a Dark Ranger this time, and we see that he's changing it up. We see immediately that Lex is also using a Staff of Teleportation to get back in that position. He needs to pull all the ghouls and go ham on all these kind of fiends. Use some of the level 2 Novas that you have to do some damage here, bro. You gotta get rid of Lucifer. Lucifer is taking in the meantime to tier 3. He is aggressive, but he's following it up with a backup plan. This is not a do or die strategy. We have that kind... Do we have the Dark Arrow? Beautiful surround coming out of Lex. Not being closed for a second time. Wow, the coil goes into nothing. On the other hand, Lucifer, perfect coil in the perfect time. Kills a second ghoul already, or third ghoul it was in total. Now we have the Dark Arrow killing another ghoul. He's still committing to the Lich. I'm not so sure if this is the right call. It feels like there's a player that is really experienced against a player that is a little bit unexperienced. 10 HP. The Frost Shard is being there. Like, can he get a Fiend? That Town Ball is hell far away. There are 4 Fiends caught out of position. Is he going to eat one of his ghouls to sacrifice that for a Fiend? He just tries to block that one. He's doing a beautiful job, but the damage output he just lacks of damage. He's not even getting one Fiend. And yeah, that is definitely a tough position. And in the meantime, Rod of Necromancy was sent into the far back. He can easily send the Acolyte into the Sacrificial Pit and cancel that one. Do it, bro. Do it. But he lost one Acolyte nonetheless, and the second one is being chased. There's no Frost Tower to keep him alive. 3 skeletons are going at it. Lucifer got everything that he hoped for. And even more, I guess. Yeah, this looks pretty damn good for Lucifer at this point. Tier 3 is finally done. The Acolyte is still being driven away by the skeletons. He should just send it into the Sacrificial Pit and then cancel that. Alright, he's not doing it. He's not doing it. Boneyard is coming. DK and the Lich are idling here a little bit. Level 2 for the Dark Ranger already. Coil misses the creep. No experience being granted to Lex. So Lucifer, in all regards, performing really, really well. Is now tier 3 as well. We'll get a Lich as the 3rd hero. Gets 2 statues. We'll get the Orb of Corruption. Lich just started already. Statues are queued up. Lich and DK from Lex are just idling around. Basically not all that much that he can do. He doesn't even get a shade. If he had a shade, he would see that there's a Sentry Ward inside his main base. Spotting that Boneyard even. And all the movement from the ghouls, of course. And speaking of the ghouls, the numbers are really not that impressive. We're gonna have Frenzy coming out soon. DK is level 4 already. Dark Ranger gets some more experience. And this looks very promising. A healing ward as well. This is a beautiful item for him with the statue heal and the heal as well. There are no destroyers for Lex whatsoever. He cannot even get a slaughterhouse. Oh, actually now he can get a slaughterhouse, but he prefers to not have a slaughterhouse. So if you are not able to reach that healing ward, he will be even stronger. And we do have a shade that didn't spot the Sentry Ward yet. Lex is creeping something here, but didn't get the Augur Magi yet. And as we see, Lucifer is already approaching. There can be a steal. No, Lex get this one. It's a greater healing potion. He's probably forced to use it right away. Yeah, uses that one. He's not willing to lose his hero. He could call the ghoul. Yeah. He's just like maybe intimidated already. Like the game itself didn't go that well. The momentum is gone like a long time ago. Lich is now there for Lucifer as well. Big invo potion for the Lich. We have the healing wards. We have the big invo potion for the Lich. We have Orb of Corruption. The amount of Fiend is super impressive. That Sentry Ward is now able to snipe the Shade, so he can even borrow the Fiends. And the Frostworm is still somewhere to go before he comes out of that Boneyard. And even with that Frostworm, it feels like Lucifer got way too much. Borrow is being upgraded immediately as he killed that Shade to micro the Fiends a little better. Frostworm about to come out. We have one healed scroll Frostworm and the Frenzy Ghouls. It's 36 supply against the 50 supply from Lucifer. Can he really pull it off? Orb of Corruption will be impressive, but look what else is impressive. We have the web already on that Frostworm. I'm kind of surprised that he's not like blindly focusing the Frostworm and forcing the kill on him. The Nova finishes the Fiend off before that one is healed. Healing Ward finally being used. That one can be really good. The Frostworm is now the target. Level 1 call. He tries to keep that alive. Level 2 call keeps the Fiend alive. Frostworm dies. This was the only thing that kept Lex in the game. Drops down to 27 supply against the 41 of Lucifer. And this should be game. Only a few ghouls remain. And he will not be able to do anything with that. The Borrow Micro is on point. All the kills on the ghouls are dropping more and more Dark Minions here. And the Dark Minions doing a great job. They're even stronger than the Rod of Necromancy. Not a lot, but at least they are stronger. There are additional units that fight for you. So this game looks really bad for Lex. Still a good tournament run until the quarterfinal of the GERA Cup. This achievement to his belt. And yeah, I would have been like really surprised if he was able to take out a player like Lucifer. He probably had a good grid or just like a little bit of a better games when it came down to the best of one. GG, no Lex this game, well played. GG from Lucifer as well. And Lucifer advances to the next stage and is going to play against the Light in that next game. Undead against Night Elf it will be, and the second semi-final of GERA Cup it is.